I'm Matt, Master Technician at Autobahn Imports. Today, we're going to be servicing the rear brakes of this 1990 Mercedes-Benz 300 TE. This one was not equipped with the wear indicator sensor, so they've worn down metal to metal, and the backing plate for the friction surface of the pad has worn into the disc, so the disc's going to need to be replaced as well as the pads. One of the first steps is we're going to knock out these pins that hold in the pads. We're going to be reusing these, so we're going to want to clean them up, hold on to them. We want this clip too. Now before we even take the pads out, we're going to use this spreader tool to see if we have any problems with the caliper. If it doesn't push back in, the caliper is probably seized and it's going to need to be replaced. Also, we're going to need to spread it out a little bit just to get the pads out. With the caliper spread, it should be pretty easy to take out the pads. As you can see, there's not much friction material left. On the outside pad, you can see where it was grinding into the disc. Ouch. Next, we want to take the caliper off so we can remove the disc. There's two bolts on the back side here that hold the thing in place. They're on there pretty tight. With the bolts off, it should be pretty easy to just take the caliper right off. With the caliper off, the disc rotor is fully accessible. We want to take out this little locking screw so we can take it off. With the screw out, we can remove the disc. Sometimes they get rusted on, they need a little bit of persuasion. With the disc removed, you can see the parking brake shoes. This is pretty typical on German cars. They've incorporated the parking brake inside the disc. Things I like to do before putting on the new disc is get some sandpaper, rub off all this rust right here. Removing some of that rust will make it easier to mount the new disc and also make it easier to take it off if it ever needs to come off again. I also like to use a little bit of anti-seize compound just to help. Nice new disc rotor. On the way. We like to use this Permatex disc brake quiet to insulate the back of the pads. That'll help keep them quiet for a long time. The spray needs a little bit of time to dry to leave a nice tacky coating. While that's going on, I'm going to go ahead and remove the other side. Now before we put the caliper back on and put the pads in, we're going to clean up these caliper pins. They're already pretty rusty. Now we're ready to mount the caliper and install the new pads. Here's a good before and after. It's the old pad and the new one. Meaty. Now before we put the wheel and tire back on, we want to clean off any dirt and grime that might have got on these discs while we were installing them.